good. All right. Good to go over here. Let's just move this whole box over there. There we go. 2 minutes to go. Oh, it's so nice when it actually all works. And hopefully it is. Okay. And let's get over here. Let's get over to Thank you for joining us. We will be starting soon. Looks like everything is working today. Last week. Whoa. Okay. No, it's not working. So let's go back in again. Health discussions. Let's click on the conference and join the conference.
Call may be recorded.
Thank you for joining us. So welcome to Discussing Health. We're going to mute all the microphones. Please stay with us. It appears that things are working correctly today. Thank you for joining us on Discoveries in Health Discussions. And thank you for joining us here on Herbal Health Review and Health Discussions, where we are talking about natural remedies. We're not prescribing, we're not diagnosing. I don't sell products, I don't own products, I don't own anything, and I don't sell anything. So, so that should not be a problem. What we're doing here is are discussing natural remedies, and we are looking at the latest research in natural remedies. What is being discovered? What is being used in the natural remedy world? And we've got another open mic. Oh, there we go. That one closed. So stay with us as we get going here now. We're describing what we're doing here. And we are talking about natural remedies. We're not prescribing. We're not diagnosing. We are discussing the latest innovations, the latest research, natural remedies. We are looking at reports published that are giving us Muted. There we go. It was muted. So that will take care of that on YouTube. YouTube was muted. All these things you have to make sure. And I want to share screen, but it doesn't seem to be sharing screen. Let's share screen. And okay, maybe that'll help get us working over here. And I'm going to over here and stay with us. And we have there's Prophet Elijah. He's in the room. I was just looking to make sure he is in the room, and he is. So let's go ahead, and all of the systems seem to be working today. Thank you for joining us. And I'm going to mute the microphones and so that we get no echoes while we are trying to make sure that we're all set up and ready to go. And we are. And this is Bishop Dr. Truman Berst, the master herbalist. And I've been doing this for over 60 years, and teaching natural remedies is just something that I have to do because I'm spirit filled and spirit led. And that's what we do, is we share information that can help people. Natural remedies is the medicine from the Most High God. Natural remedies is that's why it's not well received or well understood, because on this earth, natural remedies is not embraced, especially in the United States of America and many countries that call themselves up with the new times and so forth. They're not. Anybody who is turning their back in any country is turning their back on natural remedies is buying into the drug lie. The drug lie was back in 1940 when they said that they were going to cure everything and make everybody well, and everybody should throw away their natural remedies, and it didn't matter what you ate. Food wasn't important. You could eat anything. That was how it started out in 1940. Everybody got sick, more ill after 1940. And we've become the sickest industrialized nation in the world. America is the most ill nation that is an supposedly industrialized nation that has all of these wonderful things at their fingertips, and everybody's sick. Why? Because the monopoly. We gave a monopoly to the drug industry, and they lied and told everybody that the drugs were good and herbs were, and natural remedies were foolish and bad. And as a matter of fact, in 1940, they said it didn't even matter what you ate, because that's how much they knew about nutrition, and they still do not teach nutrition. So that's why we're here. We're here in the face of the opposition of not just the drug industry. The drug industry is pervasive. The drug industry has a national office in Washington, D.C. They are part of the government, which is collusion. And they should get them out of there, because they have done nothing but approve drugs that, and then the price of drugs went sky high. So now so according to the drug industry, the pharmaceutical industry, herbs are bad and drugs are good, yet everybody's more sick than ever before. And they're more rich than ever before, and their monopoly is working perfectly. They're chemotherapying people to death, and people aren't dying of cancer. They're dying of chemotherapy. And the doctors know that. They're not going to take that chemo if they get cancer. They know better. We're living a lie in the United States of America to allow the drug companies to maintain their monopoly, and tell everybody that you have to take a drug. And then you got the president of the United States mandating that everyone should take an unapproved drug that is killing people, disabling people, and causing chaos. So we got a mess. We got a real mess with this drug thing that we have going in America, which is a monopoly. And they are fierce about protecting it. They've got all kinds of evil ways to do it. We can talk about that today if we get a chance, because they are passing all kinds of laws. They're banning all kinds of supplements. They're trying to take a supplement that's a food and make and call it an herb, so they can raise the price so it's 1,000 times more expensive. What's wrong with that picture? Well, anyway, this is Bishop Dr. Truman Berst from Good Shepherd Ministries, and I'm a graduate ethnobotanist and phytotherapist. I'm a master herbalist, chartered herbalist, master of herbology. I'm an ordained minister and a certified bishop, and I love Jesus Christ, and Jesus Christ didn't take drugs. No drug. That's right. So that's why I'm here, is to teach about natural remedies. And that's why the federal government has done terrible things to me over my lifetime, and prevented me from getting this information out to people. But it backfired on them when they sued me and 2 times. And that's a whole nother story we're going to get into some other time. But I won that lawsuit ultimately. And they were told to leave me alone. And that's how it backfired. But anyway, my telephone number is 503-362-5899. 362-5899. And my email address is the same as the website herbalhealthreview.com. My email address is Truman@herbalhealthreview.com. Truman is Truman. And on that website, herbalhealthreview.com, that's where all my work is published that was banned by the FDA, but a federal judge said, leave it alone. A federal judge said he doesn't get anything from the sale of any product. He doesn't own anything, so leave him alone. So they leave me alone. As long as I don't have anything, nothing they can steal, nothing that they can extort from me, then they leave me alone. So that's why I'm here. That's why this system exists. And there's no other system like this in the United States of America. Recently, if you tried to order any product from the herb company that makes the natural remedies that I get nothing from, which is called Health and Herbs, they've hounded them so much and caused so much disruption in their operation that they're ground down to not even be able to answer their phone. So if you need help, from Health and Herbs, maybe you can't, they're not answering their phone. It's because they've been ground down so many times by the federal government that they don't even have enough money to hire someone to answer their phone. But that's all going to change too, because they had a loan approved, and as soon as they get that loan, they're going to have somebody answering the phone. Plus, they're going to have a lot of other changes because that dear lady, my granddaughter, Brittany Sublet, there at Health and Herbs, she's a one-man army. Reason she can't answer the phone is she's busy ordering the product, making the product, labeling the product, taking the product, putting it in a box, boxing it up, shipping it, taking it to the post office. She's a one-man army. And people wonder why she's not answering her phone. Because there was nothing left. As a matter of fact, she couldn't even, make the house payment, couldn't make the car payment, but that all changed. The Most High God blessed her, and now we're waiting for that blessing to materialize. But at this point, all packages are going out, orders are going out. It's just that she can't answer the phone. So if you need somebody to answer the phone, give me a call. My telephone number is 503-362-5899. My email address is Truman@herbalhealthreview.com. And just by the way, that's temporary, that they can't answer the phone. So just know that we're spirit-filled, and we're spirit-filled and spirit-led. And we overcome. We're overcomers. She is, I am, and we are. So that's it. And we don't quit. We take a beating, we get up, dust ourselves off, and keep right on going. And we've done that so many times, we're starting to wear out our clothes doing it. But anyway, that's who we are. That's what we're doing here. That's my telephone number. That's my email address. Let's get started here. Let's get over to Prophet Elijah out there in Pike Road, Alabama, because Prophet Elijah is going to give us an opening prayer, and at the end of the broadcast, he'll give us a closing prayer. So that is what's going on here. And let's get over to him and visit with Prophet Elijah out there in Pike Road, Alabama at the Word of Life Ministry. And his telephone number is 334-868-3881. That's 334-868-3881. Prophet Elijah, are you there, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm here. How are you today?
I am blessed, and everything is working today. The microphones are working, and I am so grateful when things are just normal,
Yes, I'm excited.
So, my dear friend, can you give us an opening prayer, please?
Yes, sir. Luke chapter 21, verse 25 through 26. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity, men's hearts failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Most High God, we give you praise and honor, glory, and majesty to the only true I am that I am. Greetings, brothers and sisters. Dr. Berst and I, Prophet Elijah, come today to command and force demons into their combat, into open combat with other demons. We command that they split their armor and destroy the kingdom of Satan. We command the civil war in Satan's kingdom. The demons are commanded to confuse and sow terror and panic in the hearts of those practicing witchcraft and Satanism. We cause the devil forces right now to fight against each other. We return what has been sent to attack Discoveries in Health, Good Shepherds Ministries, Better Health on Earth, Word of Life Ministries, including each and every demon, and command them to attack the senders. We command the demons to attack their own works, to destroy each other, and to shake the wickedness from the kingdom of evil. We repent and we put on the armor to pull down strongholds. We use power over the demons through the name of the Most High, undefiled Lamb. We command the demons to obey. We force them to acknowledge that we have authority over them in the name of Christ. Today, we take our position in the third heaven with Jesus Christ. We set ourselves and our families free. We come against anything that is not of divine law, line up upon line, precept upon precept. Lastly, we break any curse placed on our food, drink, and provision. We curse the works of darkness, and so be it.
So be it.
Praise the Lord. So be it.
In Jesus Christ's name, so be it. Thank you, Prophet Elijah. What are your thoughts today? And I know you always have some very interesting thoughts and things that you have that you'd like to let people know about. What's on your mind today, sir?
Well, today on my mind is talking about happiness. Do you want to be happy? And what are you waiting for? It says in Scripture, Jeremiah 41, 46 and 11, go up into Gilgal and take healing balm, O virgin daughter of Egypt. In vain do you use many medicines, for you there is no healing or remedy. Medicine, the Hebrew word, which literally means to cure or to mend, and which did not necessarily imply the use of any drug or chemical. Spending time outdoors in sunlight is a great way to boost your happiness. Most people are waiting for something special that would make their life great so they can be happy. Millions of people are sad, depressed, oppressed, and with a broken spirit. Who hasn't heard the old saying, laughter is the best medicine? Of course, laughter won't treat ongoing health issues, but it can help relieve feelings of anxiety or stress and improve a low mood by boosting your dopamine and your endorphin level. A happy heart is good medicine, and a cheerful mind works healing, but a broken spirit dries up the bones. True happiness comes from within. Happiness is not determined by external circumstances, but by internal circumstances. Chemicals in the brain that make you happy, for instance, can be praise and prayer and praise, also making a joyous noise to the Most High God can make you happy. There are four main brain chemicals: dopamine and serotonin and oxytocin and endorphin. We thank you right now all play a role in how you experience happiness. A natural feel-good chemical in the brain is the opiate receptors. This process acts as a natural mood booster. Similarly, the euphoric feelings that are brought on by drugs without the nasty come down. Everyone chooses how happy they are by what they choose to think about. For the rest, brethren, whatever is true, whatever is worthy, whatever is reverent and honorable and seemly, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is lovable, whatever is kind, whatever is winsome and gracious, if there is any virtue and excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think on and weigh and take account of these things, fix your mind on them. According to Philippians 4:8, happiness relaxes the body. A good, hearty laugh relieves physical tension and stress, leaving our muscles relaxed for up to 45 minutes after this. It increases, then decreases our heart rate and blood pressures, stimulates circulation, and aids muscle relaxation. Your attitude is determined by your perceptive, and which is determined by what you think about and whatever your focus is. You choose your focus, so ultimately you are the one who chooses whether to be happy or not. Meditating on negative news, things and thoughts bring negative emotions, results, and energy. Happiness can boost the immune system. Did you know that? Negative thoughts can manifest into chemical reactions that can affect our body by bringing more stress into your system and decreases immunity. In contrast, positive thoughts can actually release neuropeptides, which that helps fight stress and potentially more serious illness. Perspective is what the Beatitudes of the Bible or the book of Matthew says in chapter 5 are all about. Seeing a bigger picture than just this one small moment of time. The Beatitudes are where Jesus explained how some of the blessed are happy even in difficult situations. The word we translate as happy in the New Testament is usually translated as blessed. That is why I say that I'm contagiously blessed every day, all day. Smiling can trick your brain into happiness. The boost your health. A smile spurs a powerful chemical reaction in the brain that can make you feel happier. Try it and see the next time you are depressed about your life. Even forcing a fake smile can legitimately reduce the stress and lower your heart rate. You won't get happiness by chasing what the world has to offer. It has already been tried and found wanting. Do not be conformed to this world, this age, fashioned after, adopted to its external superficial customs, but be transformed, changed by the entire renewal of your mind, by its new ideas and its new attitudes, so that you may prove for yourselves what is the good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High God, even the thing which is good and acceptable and perfect in His sight for you. Romans 12:2. You will never be happy as long as you are self-centered, only thinking about me, myself, and I. Or as most say, what's in it for me? A focus on a self is guaranteed to prevent happiness. Right after Jesus performed the menial task of washing his disciples' feet, akin to cleaning toilet today, he told them in John 13:15, for I have given you this as an example so that you should do in your turn what I have done for you. You will be happy when you help others if you take your focus off yourself. That's what Jesus taught. You can be happy. You can stay there. I choose to focus on the Most High God and what is written about me in the Word. I choose to be thankful, grateful, and happy. So now just think about what I said about happiness and be contagiously blessed. So be it. That's it, Dr. Berst.
So be it. Oh, that was beautiful. And that made me smile. So, and it made me laugh.
Little heart makes you, it like medicine.
Well, you know, laughter can be contagious, you know.
Yes, it can. Well, let's start laughing at the devil. I'm laughing at it. See,
Well, it's
No,
working for
you can put him
me.
to shame.
Okay. All right. So, all right. That starts us off with some real good words of encouragement. Uh, you know, sometimes we just have to laugh in the face of all of the things that come at us. I find myself that sometimes when something is just so difficult, finally I get it done, and then what I say to myself just to make myself laugh is after I've done that really difficult thing, maybe I didn't even think I could do it. After I get done doing that, I always say that was easy, and I laugh about it and go on with my day. But yes, making things to make yourself laugh. Sometimes that's just what we got to do. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's get over to the room here in Dial Pad. And I want to thank everybody up on YouTube and on Zoom. Thank you for joining us here as we are making a video, and audio video is available of these broadcasts. All you have to do is email me, Truman@herbalhealthreview.com, or call me 503-362-5899, and I'll make sure you get a copy of any of these broadcasts that you would like. And so let's now invite anyone who has a question, a topic, a suggestion, something that they would like to hear about. Please open up your microphone. They're in the room, and all you have to do is press your star key 2 times on your telephone. If you dial the number 503-606-6064. That means you've joined this broadcast over the telephone. You can do that as well as join the broadcast over Zoom and over YouTube simultaneously. You could be watching YouTube or Zoom, and you could be on the telephone. Go ahead. Go ahead. They're in North Carolina. Your microphone is open. Do you have a question, a topic, or a suggestion?
Hey, how you doing, Doc? Could you talk about the benefits of colostrum?
The benefits of, say that again.
I may be pronouncing it wrong. Colostrum, C-O-L.
How about colostrum?
There you go.
Colostrum. Yeah, okay. We're going to talk about the benefits of colostrum because it is an immune system booster that every baby receives from mom when mom is breastfeeding that baby. For just before the milk comes in, the colostrum comes in and immunizes the baby. That's colostrum. Now, you can get colostrum, but it's from a specially raised cattle that they take a little bit of the colostrum from the mom, and then the baby, then the calf still gets plenty of colostrum, and it's done in that way. And that is then you can take that colostrum, the bovine colostrum, and it will do the same thing that the human colostrum does. That is boost your immune system. So that's what colostrum is. And it is one of the nutrients that is listed in the first part of the Make Lifestyle Changes diet system. So if you were over on Herbal Health Review and you went up on the side panel where it says miscellaneous information, first thing there is a member intake form. If you fill that out, it goes directly to me, then I can give you a consultation. And the second thing that's listed there is the Make Lifestyle Changes report. The Make Lifestyle Changes report. And when you bring that report up, The first thing that's listed in that report is all the nutrients that are going to make you feel wonderful and give you a lot of power, stamina, and endurance. So when you get to be in your 80s, like me, I'm soon to be 81, and I'm just about a month away. And so, and I've got all this energy. And people say, how do you do it? I do it because I have the discipline, because God gave me that discipline, and I hold it dearly, the discipline to take these particular nutrients. So I listed them all for you in the Make Lifestyle Changes. And the very first thing it says is how much water to drink. Then it talks about how you can rejuvenate every cell in your body with B12 and folic acid drops. Then it talks about something that the FDA wants to ban, and that's vitamin D3, because it slashes the risk of cancer by 77%. I'm going to say that again. Vitamin D slashes the risk of cancer by 77%. And somebody's got an open mic and I have to close it. And I did. Okay, we did that. We closed the mic. We're back over here, multitasking, getting back to that Make Lifestyle Changes report. But as you go down into this report, it gives you all these things that build you up and make you super strong and keep you young. And one of them is fulvic acid. But just below that is something called colostrum, and you can get it as capsules. This is organic. It comes from grass-fed cattle that are very special. They just take a little bit of the colostrum from the newborn calf, and they give plenty to the calf. Calf is happy, but they get a little bit of that colostrum each time, and they can encapsulate it, and it boosts the human colostrum. And so people who have a low immune system, it's an immune system booster. That's exactly what it is. So if you want your immune system boosted, you take some colostrum capsules until your immune system is boosted, along with doing other things. There's no such thing as just do one thing and that's all you have to do. There's no such thing as that. But there is all the things you can do. And the Make Lifestyle Changes diet system is the rock you stand on. Your diet is your number one thing that has to change. You've got to have a diet that is feeding your body. You need to, instead of live to eat, you have to eat to live. So many people just living to eat. They're going to make the fast food. They're going to eat this junk. They're going to drink this junk water, junk food. And they wonder, why am I sick? Everybody else is doing this. Why can't I do it? Everybody else is sick too. Everybody is doing it is sick. And people are getting sick to death from not having a diet that actually nourishes and feeds and takes care of the body. And if you don't nourish and take, it's like your car. If you don't put some gas and some oil in it, you're not going anywhere. And if you don't have any air in your tires, you're not going to go anywhere. So you got to have everything working. Same as the human body. You got to have everything going in your direction. We got too many things going in the wrong direction. Too many things that we are doing wrong that need to be corrected. And when you do correct them, the body goes back in balance, and voila, all of a sudden you're an old person, but you don't feel old. You're still enjoying the grandchildren, the great-grandchildren, and the great-great-grandchildren, because that's soon to happen to me. I've got 17 great-grandchildren, and pretty soon I'm going to have some great-great-grandchildren. Anyway, colostrum, one of the things that boosts up the immune system. But the whole diet system is a perfected diet system that it took me 60 years to perfect and work on until I got this diet system that's called Make Lifestyle Changes Diet that makes women super women and men super men. It just flat works. I'm the proof of it. And so anyway, that's what colostrum is. Let's get on to the next. I'm going over to the room. I don't see any other microphones open.
Greetings, Dr. Truman.
There you are, Sister Barbara.
Greetings, brother.
Greetings, sister. How are you?
When Prophet Isaac talked about
happiness. Oh, yeah.
My happiness comes from every day giving the gift of life to get it right and keep it tight.
That's right.
Comes.
Yes.
It's joy, and I go out and I got a joy in my heart and a praise in my mouth. The gift of life, every day given by the Creator. Now, I have a topic, and your topic is lining in with my topic. On to today's morning news, it was stated a deadly virus found in Pennsylvania lab near Philadelphia, and only 2 labs allowed to have it: Atlanta and Russia. Smallpox.
Smallpox.
Now, this is time, yes. Now, this is time into this topic that I like what you talked about. The drug industry law is very educational. And this is what this year conference is about, not to prescribe, but to help educate us how we can help stay healthy. And what I know is that knowledge is power. Wisdom is strength, but the understanding of the essence of life itself. Common sense. It's hard to find common sense. We need all 3. You have to have all 3 in order to get the heart surgery, resurrection by the Creator. That. Amen.
All praise to the Most High.
So be it.
So be it, my dear. Thank you, sister. Thank you so much.
And I wanted to let you know,
yes,
this is another thing that I wanted to let you know. I had 4 people die, passed away in this week.
Oh, no.
That's why that gift of life is the most joyous happiness you can ever have.
All praise to the Most High.
This road is not easy. This narrow pathway is not easy, and your storm can set you up for greatness. And that's what it's done for me this week.
All praises to the Most High. Okay. Go ahead.
On the rest.
All right. Okay. All right. So you want us to talk about how to overcome viruses and that type of thing? Is that what you want to talk about? How to build up the immune system? Is that what you want to hear?
Well, what's on the news today? That there's a deadly virus found in a Pennsylvania near Philadelphia lab. And it was only supposed to be 2 labs to have this deadly virus called smallpox. And that's Atlanta and Russia. But they found it near Philadelphia in a lab. And that ties in with your topic about the drug industry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's obvious that this is highly orchestrated by evil in high places, and that's biblical. So evil in high places, yes, and we're dealing with it, and we're seeing it run around wreaking havoc. And we all know that right behind all of that and all this end times misery comes Jesus Christ.
And another thing that I learned from GOCC is that it is very powerful to go into different states
Yes,
I
yeah.
learned that.
There's so much misinformation.
Yeah, yeah. But you have to learn the truth versus the lie. We have to be able to unlock the mystery of the creator. You can't have an up without a down, a good without a bad. It just don't work like that.
Yeah. All
And
right.
that's the way the mystery happens. I wish I can have all up. But it don't happen that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. So thank you, Sister Barbara. Sister Barbara is what I call an earth angel. She always helping people, always figuring out how to help more people and educate people, about natural remedies. She's an earth angel. And same as people, there's a lot of earth angels in this room right now, as a matter of fact. But she's one of them. And I just wanted you to know that that's who we've just been talking with, Barbara out there.
Dr. Truman.
Yes, ma'am.
Dr. Truman, I want to thank you because that is a truth. That's the truth, and it's not a fact. I want to thank you and popularize it because earth angels get hit all the time. And who is there to help the earth angels?
That's right.
That's the question mark.
Yeah. Yes.
That's the question mark because that's the light in the midst of darkness.
Yeah. Well, that's the Most High. Is the Most High. That's where I've witnessed, and I'm sure you have witnessed miracles where you just didn't think that.
He works through the most high God of Israel works through humanity.
Yes. Yeah.
That's who he worked for. So being nice and helping people, and the creature don't want that.
No,
The
no.
earth angels,
No.
they come after the earth angel.
Oh,
That's
yes.
what you talking about.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Sister Barbara. So let's get to the next topic here. We have a topic that we're supposed to discuss, and it's aortic aneurysm. And if we're talking about an aortic aneurysm, then we're getting into high blood pressure. All of these things, aortic aneurysms, high blood pressure, which can be a cause or a part of an aortic aneurysm. These things are all brought on because we don't have a powerful diet. An aortic aneurysm is a bulging of the aorta, the main artery that travels from the heart to supply blood to the rest of the body. So that's why this is all going to relate to boosting the immune system. And boosting the immune system, you get on that make lifestyle changes diet system. And then we make sure that we're, since heart disease is the #1 disease killing everybody, it makes sense that have a good diet, make sure that you're taking things for the heart. Now, I take lots of things for the heart. One of the things that I take for the heart is nattokinase. Nattokinase is an enzyme that this enzyme eats up the plaque. And so you don't have a stroke. So you don't have aortic aneurysm because you're keeping the arteries clear, strong. You're getting plenty of, you're keeping those arteries open. So I'm getting a lot of oxygen to the brain. And so it's setting the stage. It's and preventing a bad thing from happening. Now, you'll notice that that's one of the things that the pharmaceutical industry has saddled humanity with is you can't say that. You can't say that there's anything to prevent disease. See, and they make that a law. And that's what's wrong. Is that all this big money makes all these laws that stand on people's throats. It puts their foot on your throat because they have all these laws that they had so much money that they could get passed, and that's what's wrong with the medical system. It's a big lie. It's more of a death factory than it is a medical go get help and get well. It's more of a death factory, and they don't want people to know that. They're in business to keep you sick, and then they lie and then tell you this drug is safe, and it's not safe. You wind up then you hear on the radio or on television that if you bought this drug, call this attorney because you're gonna die, or you are, or if your loved one has died because they took this drug, go see this attorney or that attorney, and they're all over the place like that because these drugs are killing people. These drugs are making people sick. Your body does not run on drugs; it runs on food. And God invented natural remedies, all kinds of great, wonderful plants, and the leaf and is going to be for medicine. That's what it says in the Bible, but not according to the pharmaceutical industry because they go against the Bible. So that's what's wrong with this picture. But aneurysms, the most common location of an aortic aneurysm is the abdomen. That's right. It's in the abdomen. Aortic aneurysms can rupture, leading to a catastrophic blood loss and death. And if you get prompt medical attention, emergency surgical repair may save your life. And an aortic aneurysm that is diagnosed and prior to rupture can be surgically repaired, but people aren't catching it until it bursts. So they've had good prognosis with doing that, and so once you have not eaten correctly, once you have not cared for the heart, once you have, if you don't know about the Make Lifestyle Changes diet system, if you don't know about it and you've never looked at the heart report, then you don't know all the natural remedies that science says can help. And of course, the medical industry is going to tell you, don't look at that. And as a matter of fact, the information that I put up here on herbalhealthreview.com in the herbalhealthreview.com website, and I created the heart report. They don't want you to learn about that, because then if you did those things in advance, if you made sure your arteries were, you knew about nattokinase, you looked up the clogged arteries report and you use nattokinase because it's an enzyme that's stronger, 4 times stronger than the natural plasmin that breaks up plaque in the arteries. Nattokinase, the Japanese enzyme from miso, is 4 times stronger than your natural plasmin for breaking up the clogged arteries. And that's causing strokes. That's causing aortic aneurysms. So looking at the heart report and doing things that are supporting the heart, strengthening the heart, finding out things that get rid of arrhythmias. If you have an arrhythmia, herbs like bugleweed. Finding out about the fish oils and the flaxseed oil that are foods for the heart, so you don't have an aneurysm. See, this is the thing, but it's against the law to say that you can take all these things and that it will prevent any health issues. It's against the law to say that. They've got us boxed in. First they lie about everything, then they create lies, the laws that back up their lies, so their lies are law. And they're one of the most wealthy organizations in the world, the pharmaceutical industry, from doing that. They're awful people. But then again, doctors aren't all bad. If you need aortic aneurysm surgery, that could save your life. If you can do it before it ruptures and repair it before it breaks, then that can be a very good prognosis. But there's things like CoQ10 that oxygenate the heart and prevent stroke. There's acetyl L-carnitine, which now that's another one that they want to ban. They want to ban it because it's helping the heart so much. They don't want it. They don't want you to have it. And all it is food. It's acetyl L-carnitine is a natural amino acid. That's food. But they want to make it a drug, and they're very active at this right now. There's a number of things. Resveratrol, which is anti-aging. They don't want you to have any resveratrol. They don't want you to have any acetyl L-carnitine. They don't want you to have CoQ10, and they don't want you to have any of these things. It slows down their money making. And that's all that they're really sincerely interested in. Otherwise, they'd be doing something differently than they're doing. Vilifying natural remedies. If drug pharmaceutical companies were actually serious about helping you, they would be working together with natural remedies to prevent illness and keep you well, and then they would be using drugs only if they had to for a very short term, and then getting rid of the drug and getting you on a natural remedy and building you up if they were serious. But they're serious only about one thing, and that's money. They're not serious about your health, unless it's to keep you sick. So there's all these things, sea buckthorn seed oil, all these oils, calcium and magnesium. See, these are things people don't get enough of, or they get a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and they think, okay, that's all I'm going to do, and that ain't going to get it. If everybody's dying of heart disease, then start doing all the things that science knows about, helping against it, to help to prevent heart disease, like potassium with iodine that also helps the thyroid. If everybody's potassium deficient, so they made a rule. You could not buy more than 99 milligrams of potassium. That's right. They want to keep your potassium levels low, and so that you come back and visit their hospitals more often and their doctors, and so that the people are taking so many drugs. The average person in the United States of America is taking 18 prescription drugs. The average person. Some people more. A few people, and then they raise the price of the drugs to where you can't afford them. So then you're sick all the time because you can't even afford your medicine. That's an evil system. The pharmaceutical system is a very evil system. with some good doctors, some good surgeons intermixed into it, but most of them are in collusion with the whole deal. So that's what we need to do here. We need to be making sure we're getting all these nutrients that actually feed the heart, so we don't have ruptured hearts. You know, if you're getting plenty of vitamin C, these oils and so forth, you're not.
Sorry, Dr. Truman.
Go ahead.
I agree with you about the heart. I had a phone call from a diabetic. Her A1C was a little above 7, and her doctor prescribed insulin. She called me. Absolutely not. Don't take that.
Mm-hmm.
She was a little bit, her A1C a little bit above 7. He wanted down to 7. He prescribed her insulin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Terrible.
Oh yeah, they do some really awful things, and then they claim how much they're helping you, and that there's no other way. There's, you know, if they don't have a drug for it, then you're just supposed to suffer and die, period.
Well, a little bit above 7, and she's 75 years old.
Yeah, they're just,
That don't make them dots ain't connected.
sure, they're just trying to create another victim. Okay.
Laws of the land.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, let's, did you have anything else before I continue? Okay, I'm going to continue. Thank you, Sister Barbara. Wow, yeah, that's the whole thing, you know, and they're taking people that are elderly and barely hanging on, and they're giving them some drug that just pushes them over the edge, makes them gives them more health issues than they started with. Yep. Anyway, the symptoms of an aortic aneurysm may be an indication that a rupture is more likely to happen. The symptoms of a ruptured aortic aneurysm are relatively dramatic and progressive, and they progress rapidly over the course of minutes. Most of the time, when an aneurysm occurs, you know, most of the time an aneurysm ruptures, it will do so without causing any prior symptoms. So you don't get a warning. It just bam, all of a sudden it ruptures because you haven't taken the kinds of heart nutrients that have fed the heart. You haven't been, no one told you how to care for the heart. And that's what I'm doing here today, is you want to look at that heart report, because it can help strengthen you. And that's what this whole deal is about. We are perishing for lack of knowledge, just as it says in the Bible. And the pharmaceutical industry is making sure that you are perishing for lack of knowledge. Yes. So what are the symptoms? The thoracic aortic aneurysm symptoms are hoarseness, chest pain, dyspnea, abdominal aortic aneurysm. It is different than a thoracic aortic aneurysm. With the thoracic, there's hoarseness, chest pains, and dyspnea. And with abdominal aortic aneurysm, it's deep abdominal pain or discomfort. You might have a pulsating feeling near the navel of your stomach. The aorta itself is a large blood vessel that exits from the heart to carry oxygenated blood to the body, and many small arteries branch off of it. The two regions where aortic aneurysm is most likely to develop, though, are in the abdominal section of the aorta, which is located behind the belly, and the thoracic section of the aorta, which is located behind the ribs. Now, we're going to talk about abdominal aortic aneurysms. We're going to talk about the abdominal aortic aneurysms first. The abdominal section of the aorta is the most common region of an aortic aneurysm. And this type of aneurysm is often referred to as AAA, 3 A's, AAA, abdominal aortic aneurysm. The symptoms can be subtle, or there may be symptoms of prior problems. It can be an aortic or aneurysm ruptures, and of course, if it's thoracic, instead of the back pain, abdominal pain, and pulsating sensation, if it's thoracic, the thoracic aortic aneurysm is the section of the aorta that has recently excited the heart. Excuse me, did I say excited? Exited. The thoracic aortic aneurysm is the section of the aorta that has recently exited the heart and is located in the chest. As the AAA symptoms of thoracic aortic aneurysm may be subtle, or they may not be symptoms, there may be no symptoms prior to rupture. And it might involve chest pain, back pain, shortness of breath. Okay. And when we're talking about a ruptured aortic aneurysm, when it finally ruptures, when an aortic aneurysm ruptures, symptoms can progress rapidly within minutes. The most common symptoms of an aortic aneurysm rupture are not necessarily similar to those of an unruptured aortic aneurysm. Although the pain in the area of an aneurysm can occur, symptoms include lightheadedness, dizziness, and blurred vision, severe weakness, severe chest, abdominal, or back pain, loss of consciousness, and aortic aneurysm affecting other organs like blood clots. Blood clots may form within an aortic aneurysm. And if you see, but if you were already on, let's say, if you were thinking that you, maybe somebody in your family, maybe it's familial, maybe you've had some of these symptoms and you're not sure. So you start taking nattokinase so that you don't have blood clots, which may form within an aortic aneurysm. If these blood clots break off and travel to other areas of the body, they can cause organ damage, such as stroke, kidney failure, or a heart attack. So you see how this is affecting other organs in the body, the kidney failure, a heart attack, organ damage. So the symptoms vary and may include chest pain, vision loss, and blood in the urine. Then you know it's affecting when if it's blood in the urine, you know it's affecting the kidneys. So the causes of an aortic aneurysm can develop when the walls of the aorta become weak. That's why you take all these natural oils that we mentioned earlier for the heart, so that it strengthens the body. That's why you take the acetyl L-carnitine that the pharmaceutical industry and the FDA want to ban, so they can make a drug out of it and charge you $1,000 or 1,000 times more, be more expensive. But you won't be able to get the acetyl L-carnitine anymore. So you got to take the drug that's probably that doesn't work as well, probably has side effects, and the FDA probably lied about the fact that it's safe. Other than that, no problem. Right. So these blood clots, the symptoms can vary, and they may include chest pain, vision loss, and blood in the urine. But the causes, the aortic aneurysm can develop within the walls of the aorta and become weak. When the walls of the aorta become weak, bam, you got an aneurysm. This can happen over time as a result of diseases and conditions that tend to affect all blood vessels of the body. And maybe you've got varicose veins. That's clotting of the veins. And the nattokinase works on that too. Nattokinase works on all clotting issues of the body. So not just the aorta. But so the weakness of the aorta causes bulging, which results in a predisposition of rupturing or blood clotting. The physical pressure of the aneurysm on the nearby organs can produce some detectable symptoms. While the blood loss of an aneurysm rupture causes the more severe and life-threatening consequences. Leading risk factors. Besides, one of the leading risk factors, not knowing the natural remedies for the heart, and not knowing the remedies for clogged arteries, that's one of the leading risk factors, but it's not listed here. But some of the other leading risk factors are smoking, which is by far is the main risk factor for aortic aneurysms. People just keep right on smoking because they love that high from that cigarette. They're addicted to it, so they got to have that nicotine. They don't have a clue that it's the main risk factor for aortic aneurysms. Smokers have a 5-fold increase in the incidence of aortic aneurysms compared to non-smokers. And then there's aging. Aging aortic aneurysms are rare in people under 60 years of age. But if they've had such a poor diet system, then you're going to see people with heart problems even as children. The male gender aortic aneurysms occur much more commonly in men than women. Long-term high blood pressure or hypertension, particularly if untreated, can cause or increase the risk of aneurysm formation if you've got high blood pressure, hypertension constantly. So that's where then we would need to get into and talk about high blood pressure, because it's we got a lot of people that cannot get that high blood pressure down. And one of the things that's causing that is the kidneys. They're not working on the kidneys at the same time that they're working on the high blood pressure. So when you get a high blood pressure kit and get all the things you need for high blood pressure, you also want to work on the kidneys. Get a high blood pressure kit and a kidney kit. And whenever people come to me with high blood pressure, I always tell them to get up, to look at the kidneys as well, help the kidneys, and then do the lifestyle changes diet system. So that's how you do it. And it's very similar with any other problem. If it's the male with the prostate problem, got to work on the kidneys. Every time there's a prostate problem, there's a kidney problem. And the prostate problem most often won't clear up until you work on the kidneys. And none of those two are going to work until you finally make some lifestyle changes and get a nourishing a diet. One of the reasons why I continue to go on year after year powerfully is because I have a very dense nutrient diet. I take lots of vitamins and minerals, and I take lots of herbs. And for years and years and years and years, as I was creating all those formulations, I had a gallon jug, and I had about 100 different formulations for the heart, for the lungs, for everything in this great big 1 gallon container of these tincture extracts that I was inventing and manufacturing. And I'd take a big splooch of that, and once or twice a day. And I did that for years and years and years. And that was one of the things that kept me young. But I don't do that big jug anymore because I don't make the medicines anymore, and I don't get them for free anymore because I don't make them anymore. I had to give all of that up in order to teach. That's the only way that I could help, was to give everything up and teach. That's what God said to do. That's what I do. Now, long-term blood pressure, hypertension, particularly untreated, can increase the risk of aneurysm formation, hardening of the arteries, or atherosclerosis, which occurs as a result of high cholesterol. And that's where you do this cleanse, and you take this fiber powder, and the fiber powder gets rid of high cholesterol. If you need some extra help, well, there's red rice yeast. There's things that we can do, but we need to continue to ask the questions. What is it that can be done? And when you're in this room, I can't answer a question if you ask me, what can I do about my atherosclerosis? I go to jail if I answer the question. But if I answer the question about atherosclerosis and not a question for you, then I don't go to jail. Although they would like to put me in jail anyway, and say they never quit. Evil keeps on coming because that's what evil keeps on doing. But hardening of the arteries, cholesterol, hypertension predisposes you to an aortic aneurysm by making the walls of the artery irregular and prone to weakening. And it's caused by the cholesterol, it's caused by the hypertension. The cholesterol you get rid of with the fiber powder, number 4837. That fiber powder, that's right, that takes care of the cholesterol. The hypertension, get a high blood pressure kit. And when you get a high blood pressure kit, remember to get a kidney cleanse kit also. So now you're working on every direction, and all of a sudden, but that's not what the pharmaceutical industry does or wants to hear, and they sure do want to shut me up, but it's not working. A family history of aortic aneurysm is an important risk factor. So if you've got family members that have had this, then you want to get on all the things that all the things we talked about in the heart report. You want to do a kidney cleanse. Yeah, and even do them if you're got blood pressure problems, you do that high blood pressure kit. And you got to work on all these things. And the more you do for yourself, the easier and the better it's going to work. Some people say, well, I only want to do just this part, and I only want to do that part. And then later I'll do this part and I want to do that part. It don't work like that. If you got 4 flat tires, you got to fix them all. You got 4 flat tires and you also got other problems, you got to fix all those problems before you're going to get going again. You're not going to go until you fix them. But people just want to do a little bit. They want to try this and try that. And then they want to go to this person and that person and the other person because none of those little bitty efforts worked. They're looking for somebody who has the magic bullet. There is none. It's hard work. It's you got to do the job. You got to take care of yourself. It's just like you got to pray. You got to confess, repent, and you have to not only confess and repent, you have to forgive. Because it's all confessing and repenting, that's not the end of it. Confess, repent, and forgive. And you got to do that with your body. You got to confess, hey, I haven't really gotten into this. I haven't really taken care of my body. I don't want to be sick and die sick. I don't want to go be another victim for the pharmaceutical industry and the medical system that just gets these people in there, gets them in those hospitals, and you never see them again. Or they got them coming and going like a revolving door. Several genetic diseases can increase the risk of aortic aneurysm due to the weakness of the blood vessels caused by these conditions. Marfan syndrome, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, Takeyasu's arteritis, bicuspid aortic valve, Loeys-Dietz syndrome, familial thoracic aortic aneurysms, and polycystic kidney disease. All of them increase the risk of aortic aneurysms. Trauma to the abdomen or chest may cause an aortic aneurysm to develop or rupture. The risk factors of ruptures. It's not easy to predict whether an aortic aneurysm will rupture. Worsening symptoms, large size or enlarging size of an aneurysm, as well as evidence of slow bleeding on an imaging exam. All of those things suggest an increased likelihood of rupture. Extreme changes in blood pressure or severe infections can increase the chance of an aortic aneurysm rupture as well. Diagnosis. The initial symptoms of an aortic aneurysm are often due to rupture, and rupture can be fatal. If you have an aortic aneurysm, your outcome will be much better if the aneurysm is diagnosed before it produces any symptoms. Here are the diagnostic methods. Screening. Screening, most pre-rupture aortic aneurysms are diagnosed when people who are assumed to be at increased risk are specifically screened for it, even if there are no symptoms or signs of physical examination. You know, on the physical examination, even if there's no symptoms or signs. The U.S. Preventive Services Task Force has established recommendations for aortic aneurysm screening based on age, gender, and smoking history. Physical examination. There's a screening, then there's the physical examination, which is a pulsatile mass. A pulsatile mass, which is a large pulsing area deep in the abdomen, can be detected by physical exam in about 33% of the people who have AAA. Because the blood vessel, is even harder to feel if you have a thoracic aneurysm. Identification during a physical examination is much lower for thoracic aneurysms. A chest X-ray is the next thing. Chest X-ray is not usually the test that your healthcare provider would order if you are at risk of an aortic aneurysm. They wouldn't usually order it, the chest X-ray. However, many aneurysms are first detected with a routine chest X-ray that may have been ordered for another reason besides the screening for an aortic aneurysm. They accidentally find it, or they accidentally don't. Ultrasound a study is the next thing that they would do after, if there isn't a chest X-ray, they might do an ultrasound study. An ultrasound is a type of study that can detect abnormalities in fluid movement and anatomical structures of the body. Ultrasound studies are considered particularly sensitive in the diagnosis of aortic aneurysms. It is a safe and relatively fast diagnostic test, making it useful in urgent situations as well. That's an ultrasound study. There might be a CT scan, a CT scan. CT scan. another hanging study. Another imaging study is a CT scan. Another imaging study, a CT scan, can detect changes in the structure of the aorta and can be useful in surgical planning. MRI scan. An MRI is like a CT scan, but it's an imaging study that can identify anatomical abnormalities depending on the specifics of your aneurysm. An MRI or a CT may be selected to evaluate your aorta. Then it gets into the treatment. The treatment, if you have been told that you have an aortic aneurysm, well, you and your healthcare provider will have to decide on the best path of treatment. The two approaches to aneurysm management include surgical repair to prevent the rupture, or carefully monitoring over time. To a large extent, This decision will depend on the estimated likelihood that your aneurysm will rupture and on your estimated risk from surgery. The likelihood that an aortic aneurysm will rupture depends largely on two factors. One, the size of the aneurysm. Two, the rate of growth. The size of an aortic aneurysm is considered the best indicator of the risk of a rupture, and it can be measured by ultrasound testing or CT scan or MRI. Aneurysms greater than 5.5 centimeters in diameter in men or greater than 5.2 centimeters in women are more likely to rupture than smaller aneurysms. If these threshold diameter values have been reached, the risk of rupture is greater than 40% over 5 years, and surgery is often recommended. Below these threshold values, the risk of rupture may be closer to the risk of complications from surgery. So surgery might not be recommended. Surgery. Repair of an aneurysm requires surgical procedure. There are several methods of surgical repair, including what is referred to as an open repair and another approach, which is an endovascular repair. Your surgeon will plan out your procedure to give you the best chance of effective repair and safe recovery with as few complications as possible. Many people with aortic aneurysms have their cardiovascular disorders due to age and other risk factors. So the risk associated with surgical repair is often not trivial. In general, the risk of dying from the surgical procedure is usually 1 in 8% or less. But the risk of surgery has to be carefully assessed for each individual. If surgery is not recommended, then regular reassessment of the size of an aneurysm should be made. If an aneurysm grows in size by more than 0.5 centimeters in a year, if it grows, more than that, the risk of rupture is much higher. Surgery is usually recommended even if the overall size of an aneurysm is still less than 5.0 or 5.5 centimeters. Aortic aneurysm rupture. An aortic aneurysm rupture is a surgical emergency. If this happens to you or a loved one, immediate medical stabilization and surgical repair are necessary. In addition to repair of an aneurysm, excessive blood loss and impact on other organs must be managed as well. Prevention. An aortic aneurysm is more likely if you have certain risk factors. Some of the risk factors, such as age, genetic predisposition, are not controllable. Other risk factors, however, can be modified and controlled, which greatly reduce your chances of developing an aortic aneurysm. Some of the steps that you can take to reduce your risk include: don't smoke. Smoking is a major risk factor for all vascular disease, including aortic aneurysms. The only effective way to decrease the damage that results from smoking is to discontinue smoking. So I invented a formula. And that formula is called, let me go grab a piece of paper here. Oh man, this is my old cheat sheet. As the FDA changed the names constantly, I created this sheet so that I could find things that I invented that they made me change the names of multiple times. So I'm looking for now. Craving stop. That's what I named it. Craving stop formula number 1123, number 1123, herbal tincture extract, and the craving stop, CRVNG, because they wouldn't let me say the word craving stop, but it stops craving. If you're taking drugs, if you're drinking alcohol, and especially if you're smoking anything, the cravings stop, especially cigarettes. Nicotine, it makes you not want to smoke anymore. It makes the taste of nicotine, whether you're putting snuff in your mouth and your nose, or you're smoking a cigarette, it makes you where you can't stand the taste of nicotine anymore, and you stop smoking. That's what that formula will do. Number 1126. Did I say 26? Let me change that. Craving stop is 1123. 1123. Craving stop formula. 1123 is the right number for that formula. But anyway, I you know, whenever there was a problem, you know, I prayed about it and it come up with these formulations. So anyway, that's how you don't smoke, which is the #1 risk cause of aortic aneurysms. So don't smoke. You say, well, I can't quit smoking. Now you could if you really wanted to. You really could. Just give yourself a squirt under the, instead of reaching for a cigarette, you reach for your little bottle of number 1123, you squirt it underneath your tongue, and after a while, you just don't crave these things that you were craving. Now, you want to control blood pressure. High blood pressure is a significant contributor to vascular disease, and maintaining normal blood pressure by the use of diet, stress control, and medications reduces your chances of developing an aortic aneurysm, according to the report, because they got diet, they got stress control, but then they got medications. Let's work on the diet. Let's work on the stress. Let's go to that heart report. Let's go to that clogged arteries report on herbalhealthreview.com. Let's go there and let's do the make lifestyle changes. If you've got high blood pressure, get the high blood pressure kit. And whenever you're getting a high blood pressure kit, then you might want to make sure you're getting the kidney kit. Remember? Kidney, the kidney cleanse kit. Let's go take a look at those two. Okay. Let's go take a look at those two. Let's go. Okay, let's put high, H-I-G-H. So we're going to go over here to the website that I don't own. I don't get anything from the sale of any product. And whoops, where's that? Where is it? Oh, here it is. And so we're going to go over here and we're typing in hi, H-I-G-H, hi, H-I-G-H. And there's a high blood pressure control kit where all these natural remedies are grouped together that help to control high blood pressure. It's kit number, high blood pressure control kit is number 4486. Excuse me. Whoa. Number 4446. 4446 is the high blood pressure control kit. 4446. 3 4s and a 6. And that's it. But when you're getting let's look at the kidney. Now let's look at the kidney kit. Because these kits are less money than ordering a bunch of things individually. So now I'm there for kidney. So I've typed in kidney on betterhealthherbs.com website. Better Health Herbs. And the kidney, there it is, a kidney cleanse kit number 4175. And that's what you do. That's what you do. So, and I just wanted to look at this, and I'm going to go over here now, and we're going to look at because I'm on 2 different websites. I'm looking at the high, H-I-G-H. High gives me the high blood pressure kit number 4486. Then I come over here and I look at a kidney. Brings up the EY. The kidney, and the kidney cleanse kit is 4175. So that's what you do. Now let's get back to the report. And going back to the report. So that's how you do it. Then you don't have to take a bunch of medications. You work on the diet with make lifestyle changes. You work on the stress control. The stress control, that would be over under anxiety and depression. Let's click on common conditions. Let's see how you get rid of, let's show you how to get rid of stress. That's right. Prayer is number 1. But number 2, to get rid of stress is the anxiety and depression report. I'm going to click on common conditions. And that's make lifestyle changes. That's going to get your diet correct. So you come over to this side panel here and you type in make lifestyle changes. That changes your diet. That gives you a diet that instead of waking up in the morning really tired, you wake up in the morning with enough energy to go out and do what you have to do. And you can work long hours. I do, clear into the night very often. And especially when I was creating in the last 55 years, when I was creating all these medicines and creating all this stuff, I got very little sleep, very little. And I had to have a powerful diet and a lot of herbal answers to keep me powerful, so that I could keep right on at that pace and take all the punishment that the government could hand out to me. And let's get back to that AR. So we talked about blood pressure. We talked about controlling your cholesterol level. Now, controlling the cholesterol level, that's again then where we would get over to health and herbs, and that would be that number 4486 kit. 4486 is a kit that gets rid of cholesterol, cleans up your bloodstream, cleans up the heavy metals in your body, cleans up the liver and gets the liver going again, because the liver, with any kind of problem with the heart, the liver is being punished. So a cleansing program, number 4486. Number 4486 could be called a cleansing program, or it could be called a cholesterol program, because it's going to clean things up and get rid of the cholesterol. It's the fiber powder that binds up. It's a special fiber powder that's different. It doesn't just have psyllium seed husk. It doesn't just have the super green foods with all the nutrition and fiber. It also has the bentonite clay, which is a magnet that pulls all the junk into it. So it's a complete system, and it really cleans things up. It's number 4486, cleansing program with bentonite clay. Let's get back to the report. So that's how you control your, there it is. That's how you control your cholesterol, because high cholesterol leads to atherosclerosis, which is the hardening of the arteries, because you're not getting enough oils like flaxseed oil and omega-3s and omega-7s, because that keeps, and you don't know about things like MSM. MSM is methyl sulfonyl methane. It's a powder that is, all that means is this natural sulfur that keeps every cell in your body younger, longer. You want young, you don't want hardening of the arteries? Find out about MSM, MSM powder. It's in that Make Lifestyle Changes report that has everything. And in that Make Lifestyle Changes report, it's telling you start out with 1 teaspoon of MSM powder with each meal 3 times a day. That's a tablespoon over the day. That's 1 teaspoon. It's going to detox you seriously. So you can't start with more. You got to slowly detox, work your way into it. 1 teaspoon with each meal of MSM powder 3 times a day, the first week. 2 teaspoons of MSM powder with each meal, the second week. 3 teaspoons of MSM powder, or 1 tablespoon. 3 teaspoons is 1 tablespoon with each meal. On the 3rd week, you're taking a tablespoon of MSM with each meal. You are super detoxing. You are super keeping every cell in your body younger, longer. Really hard to have hardening of the arteries if you do that. But nobody tells you nobody tells you that answer. But I just did. Atherosclerosis, hardening of the arteries, is among the leading causes of aortic aneurysm, and is completely preventable with MSM and that fiber powder and all those oils that we talked about, all those nutrients that we talked about. If you do those kinds of things, how are you going to have hardening of the arteries? Or how are you going to have clogged arteries if you're taking the nattokinase that cleans out the arteries and prevents hardening of the arteries? That's how to do it. Yeah, but what it's saying here is several medications can reduce cholesterol, but why take them? When a healthy diet that is high in fiber and low in unhealthy fats can also reduce cholesterol. Okay. They say for some people, but they're being modest. It's going to work. It's going to work for everyone to whatever degree that they are affected by each remedy. And everybody's so different, so different. You're as different as your fingerprints, your thumbprint. That's how different everybody is. So not one shoe fits every person. Anyway, you want to get rid of, it tells you here you want to get regular medical care. And besides getting regular medical care, you want regular herbal dietary care. So you don't need so much medical care, because a lot of those people who are offering you medical care are medically careless. Routine medical visits are important if you have a health disorder. You want to go show the doctor if you get on all these natural remedies, how fast, but you don't want to tell them you're on all this stuff, because they'll tell you not to do it. That's how evil it is. They're like, don't take any of these natural remedies, those things will harm you. Here, take this drug, maybe it'll help, and maybe it won't, and maybe it'll kill you, and maybe it has a whole bunch of side effects. And that's what they do. They do it day in and day out, and it's a shame. That's why at the age of 5 years old, I became upset with the whole system. That's right. I could see what they were doing at the age of 5. I had relatives and friends were dying and getting sick, and I could see that they weren't coming back well. And I looked and it wasn't until I was 18 years old, 19 years old, that I finally found the answer, which were natural remedies. That was the answer. And when I researched and studied, the more I learned, the more I was driven to learn more, and so that I could help more people so that they would stop dying needlessly. All started when I was 5 years old. Anyway, additionally, when you maintain your regular medical visits, if you need them, issues that can increase your risk of aortic aneurysm, such as hypertension and high cholesterol, they can be detected and treated early with natural remedies. That's right. That's it. So I think that really it gives us the information, and we really don't have a lot of time left, but I'm going to go back into the room and make sure that if there's anybody here in the room, where is the room? Okay, the room is right over here. Diapad. So I'm going to ask if there's anybody. Let's see. Truman Berst. My telephone number is 503-362-5899. 503-362-5899. I don't answer my phone, but my phone captures every telephone number so that I don't have to run to answer every phone. I did that for decades, but finally, technology caught up, and now I've got a phone system that captures every phone, even if you hang up. If you call me and you hang up, I still got your phone number, and I'm still going to call you back when I can. But I'm not going to jump for every phone call, because otherwise I'd be jumping until I'd be a nervous wreck, and I'm not going to do it. So if there's anybody that has a question, a topic, or a suggestion, please press your star key 2 times on your microphone, and let's answer your question before we leave the building here today. Any out there in Louisiana, your mic is open. Do you have a question or a topic?
How you doing, Mr. Truman Berst?
Yes, Brother Noble.
Yes. I got a question for you. I placed an order maybe like 3, almost 4 weeks ago.
Yes.
That's one that I sent an email and I started calling, but I guess they so busy you can't respond.
Right. That's the problem. Is the government has hounded those people so much that they have no help, and you got a woman with 5 children who's making all this medicine, and the only person in the world that knows how to do everything, because she is a genius, and I'm not kidding, but she's overwhelmed. She's a cancer survivor too. But that's why she healed herself of, of course, God healed her. She didn't heal herself, but with in prayer and with God's help, she no longer has ovarian cancer. And she did all of this and continued to work and work and work. And the government continued to harass, intimidate, threaten, and obstruct her from doing it. So she's all alone. There's no one to answer the phone. There will be someone to answer the phone, and you can always call me. You can always email me, because I'll make sure you get help. I'll make sure you get answers. Even though I get nothing from the sale of any product, I will help you. So be sure, if you can't reach them, which right now and for a while, it's going to be that way. But the good news is they finally got a small business administration loan approval, and they're waiting for the funds to hit the bank. And when it does, they're going to get some help. All praises to the Most High, because that's an answer to prayer. I prayed for that for 60 years. Finally, 60 years I've been praying for a donation or a loan so that we could help more people. Finally, a loan approval went through, and now we're waiting for it. Then there will be someone there to answer the phone, because that dear woman who never quit, and took a lot of abuse because she was so obstructed, so beat up by the government, she couldn't answer the phone. Go ahead.
That's because Brittany is an earth angel. She's an earth angel. Now, everybody needs to know about that earth angel.
Yes.
That earth angel get attacked. Praise God.
Yes.
Praise God, and God, the Most High God speaks. Thanks for sharing that. Yes. Help is on the way.
Yes, help is on the way, and all praises to the Most High. But what you want to do until that happens, I'm here. I will go to the extra mile. I will make sure you get your order. I'll make sure you find out what's going on. My telephone number is 503-362-5899. My email address is Truman, Truman, at herbalhealthreview.com. I will make sure you get help while they are going through the darkness before the dawn. Okay? All right.
Thank you.
All right. All praises to the Most High. I'm looking for an email from you, Noble. Remind me about this. Then I will share that with them, and I will do it. I have had a lot of people call me, and I helped every one of them. And I will go ahead. Whoops, go ahead.
Can you tell me your email one more time?
Truman, Truman, at herbalhealthreview.com. Just like the website, herbalhealthreview.com. Only my name, Truman, Truman, in front of it.
So Truman at herbalhealthreview.com.
Yes, sir. You got it.
Thank you, brother. Peace be with you.
Okay, we'll make sure you get help. And out there in Louisiana, did you have a question before we go? There's another caller. Okay, your mic is open. I'm going to close it. I'm going over to Tacoma. Did you have a question before we go? No. All right, we're going to go to my favorite tab over here. That's Prophet Elijah, my dear brother, Prophet Elijah, out there in Pike Road, Alabama. And his telephone number is 334-868-3881. 334-868-3881. I hope I did that right. Prophet Elijah, did I give the right number?
Yes, you did. 334-868-3881.
Yes, sir. All right. That's great. Well, folks, let's go to a closing prayer. Then we're going to open up all the microphones, and all of us are going to praise the Most High together. And that's my most favorite part of the whole broadcast, is praising the Most High together with all of you. So let's go for that closing prayer, Prophet Elijah, unless you have any other closing comments.
No, this is great. You did a wonderful and thorough job. So let's go with the prayer.
Okay. All right, brother. Go ahead.
Psalm 56:8. Thou tellest my wonders. Put my tears in thy bottle. Are they not in thy book? I decree that the Most High God will guard and protect all those who are listening to the sound of my voice. My question in prayer is, where is the first place you look when you are in trouble or don't know what to do? Do you look to friends, family, or medical professionals? There's nothing wrong in looking for help in all these directions, but the first place the sun looks is upward. Declare that your help comes from the Father above, the Father of all life, who made heaven and earth and the mountains. Regret looks back. Fear looks around. Worry looks in. Faith looks up. Father, we look up. We lift up our eyes to the hills where our help comes from. Our help, strength, and protection. It is of the Most High's mercy that we are not consumed, because his compassion fail not. They are new every morning. Great is his faithfulness. He is our portion. Therefore, we will hope in him. Father, you are good to them that wait for you. Today, I appeal to you, my brothers and sisters, and beg of you, in view of all the mercies of the Father, to make a decisive dedication of your body, presenting all your members, every cell, tissue, fiber, bone, marrow, and sinew, all your faculties as a living sacrifice, holy, devoted, consecrated, and well-pleasing to the Most High, which is your reasonable, rational, intelligent service and spiritual worship. It is he who rescued and saved us from such perilous death, and he will still rescue and save us from any destruction, disease, and virus. Dr. Truman, the Most High bless you with all good things. I advocate before thy throne of heaven. Father, I put you in remembrance. Let us argue our case together. I bring before your throne Dr. Truman. I stand in the gap as an intercessor on his behalf, asking you for divine intervention and destroying the works of Satan. Most High, I thank you for providing my friend with laborers who will help him in his ministry. Bless him with every resource needed to do the work of the ministry in the capacity you have given him. Bless him greatly, enlarge his territory, keep your hand upon him, and keep him from evil. I ask that you will keep a hedge of protection around him and his family. Protect his soul, mind, and body. Anoint him with a greater anointing for your service. Let his teaching be accompanied with signs and wonders in the power of the Spirit. Allow him to hear clearly from you. Let him have your vision for the body. Let his speech be with grace and seasoned, as it were, with salt, so that he may know how to respond to each person when they call him individually. Keep him surrounded with all godly men and women who will be supportive of him, who will wage spiritual warfare and intercession on his behalf. So be it. Were you blessed by Discoveries in Health Ministry? If so, tell someone you know who may be blessed also. Bless Dr. Berst in return. Pray about sowing now in this ministry so Dr. Berst may be able to keep on offering this information freely to many. Be ever so kind to let Dr. Berst know that his time is not used in vain, but show him your appreciation for all that he does, whether it is in word or financial support. A workman is worthy of his hire, which is 2 hours of his time each week. Bless him, and you shall be blessed in return. So be it.
So be it. All praises to the Most High. Thank you, Brother Prophet Elijah. Let's open up those phones. I'm going over here now and unmute all. There we go. Unmute everybody. There it is. There. All praises to the Most High, brothers and sisters.
All praises to the Most High.
Praise the Most High for Dr. Truman, Prophet Elijah, and Ricky.
Thank you, Dr. Truman, Prophet Elijah. Have a good night, Sister Barbara.
You have it. I love you.